Today, the boys are drinking Time and Temperature, available at Kinship Coffee Cooperative on Steinway.
Hey, what a beautiful day. It's 5 o'clock in the morning and it's time for Good Morning Astoria. I'm Kevin Bauer. That's the Brooklyn Bridge. Whole lot going on in this city, so let's go ahead and get to the news. Steinway Family Dental Center is holding its semi-annual free dental day on February 3rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The dentist's office is offering to cover all dental procedures that can be done within one day, which means you're gonna need to look somewhere else if you got too many cavities to fill from going over to Fresco Frozen Yogurt on 30th. You know what I'm talking about? In all seriousness, they are able to fill cavities. So if you need cavities done and you don't have insurance, that date again is February 3rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Express on the corner of 31st Avenue and Steinway Street apparently had a pretty great sale going on over the weekend. Though eyewitnesses on the scene reported that by the time they got there, most of the stuff was picked over, except for the stuff in weird sizes and things like that. In other Steinway news, Hug European Design announced that it will be closing its doors this week. The store was known for its fashionable clothes at affordable prices, but will be remembered for this shocking display of ritualistic mannequin slaughter. On Thursday evening, a man in a van yelled something at me, but he didn't slow down, so I couldn't quite catch what it was. Mayor de Blasio announced that the City Bike program will be expanding to Astoria sometime in mid-2017. Said Queensboro President Melinda Katz, "That's great and all, but if we could afford City Bike, we wouldn't live in Astoria." I got this story, by the way, from the Astoria Times-Ledger, which is now back in stock in those blue plastic boxes. So if you want a copy of the news, go get one of those. And finally today, Kellogg's cereal is on sale at Key Food, 4 for $8. So if you would like cereal, go to Key Food. It's 4 for $8. Well, folks, it wouldn't be Good Morning Astoria without the weather, and lucky for us, we got the best damn weatherman on the block. Aaron Nemo's on the roof. Nemo, how's things looking up there?
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, it's really fucking cold up here.
All right, and we had a little bit of snowfall yesterday evening. Do you know, can you see anything on the horizon? Any storms coming up?
No, Kevin. It's extremely dark. It's very early, and I can't see anything. So I don't know for sure.
Now, Nemo, I noticed you mentioned it was cold earlier today. If you had to ballpark it, what temperatures are we looking at right now? What temperatures do you think we could be seeing in the next couple of days?
I'm not sure. I'll say 25 degrees and a low of less, like 10. Tomorrow, maybe expect 10 degrees and a low of 2. And Tuesday, negative 100. It's cold.
That's great. Anything else for us this morning?
No, I'm gonna come inside now.
All right. Aaron Nemo, everybody. Back to you, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Well, it's basketball season again, and we've got a high school basketball update for you from my pal Dan King. Dan King's in the studio with us. Dan, how are these kids looking? How the high schoolers doing?
Thanks, Kevin. I Googled it, and there seems to be a lot of cool schools in the area. So the Bryant Owls are a high school team that's right down the street. Seem pretty cool, but they just had their rivalry game, actually, against the Long Island City Bulldogs from Long Island City.
All right, how'd they do?
Well, I'm not sure, Kevin. Nobody has posted the scores online yet. And I even did a lot of Googling, even on Twitter. But I can tell you that they had a great time back in December beating the Newton Pioneers and the Forest Hills Rangers, which means that they are at the very least 2-0.
I think that 2-0, I think that's pretty good for a high school team.
Yeah, they might be undefeated, but I don't really know. So this coming up this week on Tuesday, they've got another game against Newton, which they'll probably win because they won before. And coming up on Thursday, they have a game against the Queens Votech Tigers, which should probably be a very difficult game based on how cool that other team's name is.
That's a very cool name, Dan. Do we have any kind of like a preview reel of the game we can show?
No, I was able to find an old Queens versus Brooklyn game, but that was from some time ago.
All right, excellent. Let's roll the tape.
So as you can see, there are some pretty good players out there, but this video is from 2010, so I'm pretty sure all those players have graduated.
You hate to hear that. Thank you very much, Dan. Well, folks, we have time for one last segment today, Ask an Astorian, the segment where you, the viewers, write in and ask a question to people who live and spend time in Astoria. Today, our letter comes from David Rafailedes. David writes, "Dear Kevin, why does it take you so long to get everywhere?" Thanks for writing, David. Real quick before we go, we'd like to make a correction to news that we reported earlier in the program. At the top, we reported that the time was 5 o'clock a.m. when we've actually learned that the time is much later. Well, that's about it for us here today at Good Morning Astoria. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you join us next time, and until then, hope you have a real nice day. I think I come off very unlikable in all of this. No?
I don't think so. I don't think unlikable.
But bad.
Why I said it like that.
Oh boy. It's all downhill from here. Thanks, guys. You want to film Nemo's thing on the roof real quick?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then let's fucking go to bed, all of us.